Hello, my name is Kwabena. Hello, I'm talking about mindset that you have as an entrepreneur is your greatest asset. It's an asset that you have. Um, you can develop it, or you can let it become a liability. You can let it become something that works against you. You know, most people don't know that the greatest tool they have is the mind that they have, and the mind how they have framed it. All of us were brought up from something. How we think, how you see the world, how you interpret issues, they are based on the mindset that you have developed, the mindset that I have developed. And if you're an entrepreneur and you want to succeed, you want to fight forward, you want to you want to win, you have got to pay particular attention to the mindset that you carry on every topic, on every issue, on anything that is relevant to business, to life, to family, to yourself, to your dream, to your country, to your world. So if your mindset is not that which is like all the others who have succeeded, then it's so likely that you are going to have it tough. So the mindset of the people that I study, the mindset, I don't study people who only write about business. No, I don't study people who only teach about business. I study a lot of the times people who have done it and gone through the process. There is one thing just talking about how something is done. It's another thing having done it. If you have done it, then it makes it easier. And my journey may be different from your journey, but at least there will be some things that you will teach me because you have done it. You have resource. A lot of the people that we find to listen to in our part of the world is a lot of people are telling us how to go into business. They have never done it. They run away. And now, so I'm talking about mindset. It's an asset that you have. If you develop it well, it works so fantastically for you. If you don't, it works against you. The people who are building businesses, the people who are developing, you can see that they go for knowledge. They study, they stretch themselves. They constantly are becoming better. They don't take self-development off the table. It's something that they do. They challenge their thoughts all the time. They surround themselves with books. The greatest of minds are the ones who succeed in businesses. That is a fact, especially those who started from nothing. Because that is the condition, the way they look at life, the way they train themselves is responsible for their success. On the other hand, you see the people, the others who are struggling and complaining, it's because they forget this one, that the mindset that they have developed is what is responsible for whether they have become successful or they continually to go through challenges and give up. The mindset of that, the mindset that you have to have, or what you have to make sure that your mindset is an asset, is that you have a mind that is constantly developing. That is constantly developing. You believe so much in constantly becoming better. The other one is that you know that you can't just quit. You have the mindset of the champion. You have the mindset of somebody who never gives up. A lot of people complain. A lot of people feel like somebody should help them. A lot of people feel like somebody should take care of them all the time. If you have that kind of mindset, entrepreneurship is going to be very difficult for you. So you have to make sure that this mindset is an asset. The one that you have developed is an asset, and it's for everybody. You eschew entitlement. You do away with take advantage of people. You do away with trying to become a criminal and a crook. These things you do away with, because those who succeed in business, those who go through the processes from ground up, are not the people who are trying to cheat you, trick you. They stay because honesty is so key to them. They want to be faithful, they want to be trustworthy, they want to be loyal to people they work with. These are the mindset of, you have to make sure that it's an asset for you. People who, they think that they just have to take advantage of you, they have to trick you. That is a mindset of somebody who will not go far with business. And that's why they always move from one trouble to the other, one trouble to the other, and they don't become better. Challenges are part of business, but not the challenges that you had to have because you were not honest, not the challenges that you had to have because you were trying to trick somebody, not the challenges that you have to have because you were trying to play fast. Those kind of challenges will beat you, will kill you, will make you give up. The legitimate challenges are the challenges that are part of the processes that, is something that you have got to face. You have to work hard, you have to work extra. You don't have to, people like those kind of challenges are legitimate. you're developing yourself. Those are the mindset of the people who win. The other ones is one show. They don't go extra. They're lazy. They complain. They give up that easily. They are the mindset that you don't want to have, because this mindset must be an asset. It's an asset if you develop these things. Now, if you go against some of these things, it becomes a liability. It becomes something that works against you. An asset works for you. An asset brings you benefit. Sorry, an asset brings you growth. An asset brings you benefit. An asset brings us development, So you have to make sure that some of these things work for you. The other thing that I've seen is that most of these guys who have been able to, most great entrepreneurs who have been able to develop this mindset, which has become an asset to them, they share knowledge, they teach, they bring enlightenment. Unfortunately, most of us, where we come from, we hardly have people who have gone through it like that and who are teaching selflessly, who are giving out the information, who are showing out the path so that we don't repeat a lot of these mistakes. How do you build a business? How do you develop yourself? How do you handle your time? How do you handle your money? How do you go through the debt if you have one? How do you stretch yourself? How do you handle the business and the family? How do you handle the business and your faith? How do you handle the business and your health? A lot of this information, unfortunately, we don't have them that much. So we have got to rely on a lot of these books from the US especially. We listen to a lot of their teachers, a lot of their motivational speakers, a lot of their business teachers. Why? And the fact is that they can give us general information, but the ones that work here may not necessarily be the ones that work there. As a matter of fact, if you look at how a business is structured and how it is patterned and staged until it grows, and how we do it here and how they do it in some of these areas, you see that there's a lot of difference. There's so much different, and even the culture is different. The way the people work is different. The way we get access to money is different. The kind of other businesses that we have to depend on for our business to grow, those things are entirely different. So you would want to have somebody, or you would have to have a lot of people who have gone through this and teaching us. Unfortunately, a lot of the people who are teaching us this are people who have not done it. They give us academic information. They give us the business school information a lot of the times, which is good, it's data, but we also want somebody who has gone through it. Because when you have the blueprint of a house, when you have the drawings of a house, by the time you finish building this house, it's not the same as the one that the architect gave you. There will be some changes, there will be some errors because of what you meet on the ground. So the people who have gone through it at least may have a better understanding of how things are done here. And if you have a lot of them teaching, a lot of them sharing, a lot of them talking to us, it will be so much beneficial. So a lot of the mindset that we've got to have will be a mindset of sharing, developing your team, developing yourself. Anybody who comes around you, don't just hide things. If you know something, you share. That is the mindset that becomes an asset. The mindset of credibility. People can depend on you. People can trust you. You say if you can't meet it, you give the information. Please, I promise this, but I cannot meet it. I've got to reschedule. Those kind of things. The mindset of somebody who doesn't show off. You are not showing off. You have not won. The business is still in stages. The business is still growing, and you're showing off. No, that's not the mindset that you want to have. You want to have a growth mindset. You want to have a system mindset. You want to have a team play mindset. You want to set vision. You stay above your time. These are the kind of things that you can do to turn that mind that you have to work for you, to work for the business. You spend a lot of your time developing yourself, a lot of the time developing your financial knowledge, a lot of the time understanding what it takes to build the business. These are the things that you commit yourself to becoming better constantly. That is somebody who's been able to turn the mind into an asset. Majority of our people are not able to do this. Majority of our people are not able to go through this because the mindset that they have developed has become a liability of an asset. If you meet somebody who's trying to build a business and is inward, is selfish, he only thinks of himself. He doesn't share with anybody. He doesn't want to pay. He's always thinking about small. He doesn't know how to work with people, partner with people, collaborate with people. He doesn't know how to work extra. He thinks that he has to some magic would have to happen from nowhere. This kind of mindset will not make sure you win. Something happens and they're panicking. They attribute every happening to something that somebody wants to do. You come to the office, something small is there. You say that somebody has gone to your village to do you. That kind of mindset, So I'm talking about your mindset as an entrepreneur is an asset that you have. Everything that you're doing is coming from that. So if you have a mindset, if the mindset is how you structure your mind and how you look at the world, everything that happens is gone through that. It goes through that for you. And so what somebody else will interpret it this way, you interpret it this way. And a lot of the times people are interpreting things against them because they have weak mindset. They have a mindset that is not able to build, that is not able to make you grow. The business is only going to grow when you have a good mindset, a mindset just like the other. Most of these business people, even not just go to any or 5 or 3 or 6 people and who you see are doing well. Just talk to them. There are things that you will find, and if you copy them, they will work for you. The ones that I talk to, these are the things that I see, that they are constantly challenging themselves, that challenging their mind. There are people that they are unassuming a lot of the times. They're very moderate people. They are unassuming. They're very consistent. They are trustworthy. These are people that they are not trying to trick you, and they welcome people around them. That's a mindset. So this is how you turn that mindset into an asset. They don't waste money like that. They don't waste money. They are very much prudent with how they use money. And they think about the business. You can see that their time is for the business. They grow the business. They grow it. They bring in the best of talent. And they are constantly challenging their thoughts. They are constantly challenging what they know. So this is the mindset that you want to develop if you want to build that business. And if they meet one challenge, there's a way they look at it. They sit down, they look at it, and they said, okay, we will try another way and see. We will try another way and see. We will try another way and see. They are not the ones that when they meet challenge, they go back and they are crying. And they are blaming everybody. No matter how bitter, how unpalatable it is, they will still take responsibility for it. So that's the mindset of somebody who wants to win. They are not people they don't like free things. They are not waiting for somebody to give them free things. They are not waiting for Nanado to give us free things. That's the mindset of an entrepreneur. If you have a country, if you have a community where people feel entitled to free things, that is dangerous. That will be trouble. You want people who want to work for something. They're not. That's why we have the tendency to be that corrupt, and that's why a lot of people would be, bribery can be that high if people feel entitled. Bribery can be that high. Laziness can be that high because people feel like they deserve what they have not worked for. But if you want to be, and if you're a business person, you want to change a lot of things, you cannot feel that entitled. If people give you things, you want to even do something to compensate that all the time. You are not waiting for some people to give you. You're looking at how you can add value to another life. So that's the kind of mindset that you want to have. If you don't have that, business will be difficult. The business, you may sit down and look back and say, I've tried everything. The business is not working. I've tried everything. It's not demon, or it's the mindset that you have developed and how you interpret things that happen to you. A lot of the times, it's like that. So the mindset that you have is an asset. Turn it into that asset. It is an asset. It's the greatest tool that God gave us on this earth. How you win is there. How you lose is directly there. So if you've been losing for all these years, it means check the mindset that you have developed. Check the mindset. You were not born with it. You developed it. I was not born with this mindset. I developed it. So if it's not working, check the mindset. And I'm saying that a lot of the times the mindset that works is a mindset that is solely committed to constant development, self-development, You're developing your finances, you're developing your business, you're developing the people around you, you are adding value. That is a mindset that you have. You also have some bit of openness. People can be around you. You respect people, you have value for people, you're sincere. You that is the bottom line of your activities. You don't want to you owe somebody mistakenly sends their MTN money to you, you want to take it. No. The bank gives you money, it's more, you want to take it. You give the check, you are intentionally you give the check, it's not going to clear, but you will not say it. You know, that kind of mindset is going to work against you. Now your mindset is a liability. It's going to work against you. People who help you, you're ungrateful to them. It's going to work against you. It will work against you. You become bitter when people disappoint you. You don't forgive easily. That's a mindset that is going to work against you. You're a victim. You feel like you're a victim. You don't have a champion's mindset. You don't train extra. You do little things and you're tired. You go in small, you're tired. You're always complaining. You don't discipline yourself, forget it. The business is not going to work. They say that most businesses don't win. They don't win because of the people in the business. Most businesses fail, which is true because the processes. I said that we have to have a certain level of thinking, a certain level of skill, a certain level of connectivity, a certain level of discipline, a certain level of precise decision making, for us to win. So a lot of the times we fail because we are still getting there. The moment you're able to develop these things to a certain level, you see that the success will start to come that quickly. So my name is Kwabena. I'm saying that you as an entrepreneur, your greatest tool is the mindset that you have developed. And if you don't develop the mindset that is close to those who have won, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. And so you sit down, you check your mindset, you check it. You check that mindset that you have. And part of it, I've just listed some of them and saying that you feel like you are entitled, people should help you all the time. You're looking for that. And if they don't help you, you are angry. That kind of mindset, you can win with it. It means that you're not a champion. You're not somebody who believes that you can succeed. You work extra. People can depend on you. You're sincere. You're ethical. You good name is important to you. Your word is your bond. That's the one, you need it. The other one, that you're not a con man. You're not trying to trick people. You can go anywhere, look back, and you are not afraid. If there is a mistake, you show up to correct it. You don't run away from the people you owe. You don't run away. You don't change your address because you owe the bank. You don't do that. You go there and face them. If they don't, they can kill you. Those things, you need to have them if you are going to win. If you don't have it and you have the other way, you are the one tricking people. I remember there was this guy who took a backhoe. Work for him. He took the backhoe for about 8 months. We worked for him. They paid him. He never paid us. And over the years, if I see him and he's still in business, I'll be shocked. People who are in business, I gave him a promise. I had problem. He came in. If it didn't work, I would have to meet him and explain it to him. If it works, I would have to explain to him. If he keeps on running away from people like that who helped him, he can't win. For him to win, he has to continue to cheat, to lie, to dupe, for him to continue to have something that looks like he's working. But eventually it won't work because businesses that succeed are built by that's why they build structures. That's why they can pull out and the business will work. Any business that is built on lies and cheating and all these things, shortcuts, it can work. You create a lot of frustration because it was never meant to be that way. So the kind of mindset of an entrepreneur, do it openly, so that if I'm not there, somebody else can pick it and they don't have to be crook to continue the business. So if you're like that, you will win. Don't worry, it's just a part of the process. You will win. If you develop these things, you will win. Develop yourself, develop your business all the time, constantly. Spend your time on the business. Meet challenges, just tell yourself, I will meet this, I will solve this, and I'll go through this. It's not a time to be superstitious. Your sister who said that she's going to do you. That's kind of all the people that I know who are in panic and fear, they don't win. The ones that are resolute, that confront problems and solve them, that you can depend on, credible, the ones that are open. They bring the best of people. They can work with them. They trust people. They trust people. They trust people. You bring people to work with you. You trust them. You set modalities, but you trust them. You make them part of it. They are part of you. You can depend on them. You treat them well. Those things you need. But if you're the kind who would always want to make people feel like, they don't they don't do you them a favor, they can go, you don't need them, that kind of thing, you hide things, you hide them when people are coming in. You can't build any good business with this. You can't build any good business with that kind of thing. So the mindset is everything. The mindset that you have developed. And I'm saying that if you have not developed a good one, you can still go and develop you can still go and develop it and develop the one that wins, because that is why you are winning or that is why you are losing. A lot of people are losing and they don't know it. It's the mindset. It's the mindset. I've had a lot of people con me, trick me, cheated. They cheat me, they trick me, they took advantage. A lot of them because I was stupid. Because I thought that they had that and they didn't. You give them this, they never show up. You send them this, they never show up. They change the documents, they take the money, they run away, they go behind you and cut the deal. Those kind of people never go anywhere. They will fall off easily because that's not the mindset of somebody who wants to build it. So their mindset is a liability to them. It's a liability because they never go by what they say. So eventually you see that after 10 years, go and meet them, they're still struggling, they're still going through, and they say the business is difficult. Yes, business is difficult, but not the problems that you brought on yourself. It's difficult, but if you do some of these things, if you turn these things well, it will be difficult, but you will not mind because it's difficult for everybody anyway. But if you have the basis, these bases, and if you have not developed them, you have to develop them, or the business will not work. That's what I can guarantee you. The business will not work. You have to go and do connection and always be paying bribe to keep it like it's working. But one time, things will stop. Then you see that you are back to square one because you did not develop that mindset you did not turn that mindset into an asset. So the way you interpret issue is so much critical. The way you look at issues is so much critical to you succeeding as an entrepreneur. So my name is Obindako. I'm saying that your greatest asset or your mindset is your asset. So if you grew up in an environment that you just take people for granted, that's a wrong mindset. If you don't pay your debt, that's a wrong mindset. If you're lazy, that's a wrong mindset. If you're not disciplined with the finances, that's a wrong mindset. If you bent on showing off to people, that's a wrong asset. Mindset. If you just pick people and you just use them and dump them, that's a wrong mindset. You don't read, you don't stretch yourself, you don't do anything, you're just hoping. And the other thing is that a lot of people, young people, they don't read anything. They don't study anything. They don't read. They don't study. They just believe in the degree that they have. That is it. That is a wrong mindset. If you try business, you're not going to have it that easy because you don't challenge yourself. So your mindset is static. What you know is static. 10 years ago is the same as what you know today. You have not challenged anything. You have not changed anything. It's not going to work like that. Life is not like that. Life is a constant process of learning, and most entrepreneurs are like that. The greatest ones they are surrounded by books all the time. They are challenging themselves. They go for seminars. They talk to friends. They get people who challenge them. They say something, somebody will shoot it down, and they don't get offended. Never be afraid of people disagreeing with you. Never be afraid. Let them disagree with you. Let them say what they say, and you say yours. Don't take offense. That is how you grow. You say something and somebody says, yeah, that is shit. Don't worry. It's shit. Yes. And so what? You are wrong this time. It doesn't mean you will not be right the next time. So never be afraid. Always just try to do something. If they criticize it, fine. Be ready to learn. That's the kind of mindset that you've got to have. But I was developing something with a friend, and we challenged the logo that he had designed. He became so pissed off, so angry, and I said, "No, you are not ready. You're not ready to let anybody come on board. So you can play. You can't get the best of people to work with you. If they challenge anything, they say anything, you say no." You put it in the letter, they can shit it down. It doesn't matter. But there's also the tendency that people will take you for granted. It's okay. Because that is the mindset. You can efface, you can go behind the scene. You don't have to take the glory all the time. You don't have to be the one to take the glory. Let people be in charge. That's a mindset to win. You know, that's because how we know who takes the glory? No. How we know who is in charge is when there is trouble. When there is trouble, everybody will run away. The one who is in charge will show up. That's when that's why we know. It's not when there's money. No. When there's money, everybody will show up. That's not what I'm talking about. It's when there is trouble. When the company is collapsing, when there is bankruptcy, when they are coming, when the debt collectors are coming, that's where you see who is in charge. You know, and that is the kind of mindset that you have got to have. You don't run away. You don't run away. You don't give up on the dream like that. You continue. You develop yourself, and you're learning, and you stretch yourself. Maybe yesterday you were just somebody who would trick people, lie, cheat. Now you want to build a business, or you want to take the business to the next step. You say, no, I want to be honest. I want to be straightforward. You teach yourself like that. You tell yourself, I want to work extra. I want to challenge myself. I want to learn new things. I want to be sincere. If something happens, I want to analyze the issue. I'm not the one going to say that, where's the prophet? Let me call him. That's a wrong mindset. Some people do business, and every one of them, you go there, there's sticker everywhere, there's blood of Jesus everywhere. That's superstition. There are people with billions who don't do those things, and they grow. So somebody, I think, he says, no, everybody has something. And I said, no, it's not true. A lot of them, they are just using the right mindset, the right data. They analyze it, they do well, and they never give up. People trust them. If people trust you, that's a big asset. Can somebody trust you? Or when you deal with people, they don't want to deal with you again because you were dishonest, or you were disrespectful, or you were lazy. Are you like that? I don't know. So that is something that I think that we all should work on. So turn that mindset into an asset. It's the greatest that you have. If you build some of these things, it will work for you. It will work for you no matter the times. It will work for you because that is the right mindset to have. So let me go through it again. I'm saying that the greatest mindset, your mindset is an asset, and you have to make sure that it continues to be one. It doesn't have to work against you. A lot of people's mindset are working against them. So they never develop themselves, they never develop the finances, they never develop the business. They waste their time. So they hope that the business will grow. It doesn't work like that. I'm saying that the thinking of being entitled, you are always looking for free things. You don't give to anything to anybody. You are always accepting. That's a wrong. Become great like that. You share the knowledge, you share inspiration. And unfortunately, we don't have a lot of people who have that business and who are teaching us constantly. So we have to rely on foreign content all the time, and they don't help generally, but what it takes to go through to work here. So you see that a lot of our people like fun and jokes and comedy. What responsibility to make things done, they don't show up because they didn't develop this mindset. They didn't. There's a lot of people. I don't want to get into trouble. So you don't have to become crook. I said that. And you don't have to be lazy. Be sincere with people. Be respectful and be disciplined in all your activities. Don't waste the money. This is the right mindset to have. And if you do this for a while, things will work out. So if you meet anybody who is saying that I've tried, it's not working, it's so difficult here in Ghana, nothing works, people, listen, a lot of things work. Work on your mindset first. A lot of things work. The only thing is that you want it to work 2 minutes. Meanwhile, you have the wrong mindset. You have not paid the dues. You have not changed yourself to become that person that will make things work. You think that you can just be anything and then things will work. It doesn't work like that. And there are a lot. You can search them yourself. And you see that if you start to implement these things, the business will work. Your life will improve. That's what I can tell you. That's what I can tell you. And you become very fulfilled person, very relaxed, yet very ambitious. And you live above your time, and you don't live in pretense. So thank you very much for watching. The mindset that you have is your greatest asset. Develop it and develop it well, and it will work for you. Thank you very much.